Okay, hello class. This is going to be the subject orientation. So I welcome you to our second quarter. This is me, your former teacher, Miss Reg. We will be dealing with chemistry. So these are the three things that's going to be in this orientation so that even before we start with our lesson, you know already what you're going to do. So let's start with the lesson flow. So our lesson flow will focus on these three things. It will be tech-driven. I will also be discussing about your performance task and also your attendance. So let's first discuss on the tech-driven. What is that? Now, my lesson is specifically designed to be tech-driven, which means that even if you are in the DMDL or in the online, it's all going to be in digital form because we are already in the 22nd century. So we need to be digital literate. So what are you going to expect in the second quarter? All of the lessons will be in HyperDocs. This is otherwise known as an interactive digital notebook. Wherein all of you will be given a link of a Google slide. That's your copy already. And inside the Google slide, there will be hyperlinks or interactive games on the lesson. We are also going to use the Flipgrid. This is actually a TikTok version, but more of an educational grid. I was not really planning on using TikTok because of some privacy issues. So I opted to use Flipgrid because this is free. I've already enrolled you here. So a link will be sent to join the class. And this is actually from Microsoft. So a Flipgrid is like a TikTok. It has several filters, stickers, and you are going to have to use or to create an educational content for only a minute or so. And all of my lesson will be through recording, just like this. So every time that you are going to be given a HyperDoc or an interactive digital notebook, a certain lesson will be embedded there. Okay? So that's the beauty of that lesson. You can go back to it every time that you do not understand the lesson. So what will happen to our online class? Am I going to have a lesson? Yes, definitely. I will be having a lesson, but that's going to be deepening already, which means the content is already introduced. That is why during the online class, I will not be meeting you on the first. For example, let me have an example. My class is class starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, I will not be meeting you at 8 o'clock. I will be meeting you halfway. So the online class, instead of 8 o'clock, it's going to be 8:30. So the online class for all of my classes will be in the middle. Why? Because I am presuming that you have started with the content already. Nag-start na kayo ng HyperDocs, and towards the middle, dun tayo magkakaroon ng online class. So you know already the content. So ang gagawin ko sa online class is to have some questions, some deepening. Okay? So start po next week. The start of the online class, I will be meeting you halfway. Okay. What about performance tasks? Performance tasks will only be given once a week. Okay? And it will be given on Monday and the deadline on Friday. So you have enough time for that. You have exactly 5 days to finish that performance task. Only one. What about the activities that you are going to do? That's under written works. Okay? Now, every time that you're going to submit late in the performance task, I am requiring you to submit a slip. It will be included in your submitted performance task. Meaning to say, if you are going to submit late and the late slip, it's actually a document explaining why is it that you have submitted late. It's not included. I will not be checking that performance task. So requirement yung late slip every time that you're going to submit late. Okay. Now, of course, attendance is a must. Attendance will always be monitored in our online class and even during the actual answering of the activity because there is a particular time frame for submission. So I'm very particular with attendance. You know me. Last year, every time that I will be entering your class, I always see to it that I will be asking who is absent. So this time, if I see you, if I observe that you have not been attending my class, I will already be contacting your parents. I have contact numbers of your parents and expect that I will be texting or chatting or calling them if I'm going to observe that you have not been attending my class or you do not have any excuses at all, but the excuses should be valid. Okay, so that's it. That's for our lesson flow. Let's now go to the references. Now, I have created actually a website. Okay, class, so this is our website. This is actually from a Google site. I've created it and I will be putting it under the materials in the Google Classroom. So every now and then, if you want to access this, you can go to the materials tab and the link should be there. So this is our home page. So particularly, we will be having this. Now, let me just focus on the very last tab here because I want to hear from you. Your feedback matters. So whether it's positive, negative, just use this Google form. It's already embedded here. So just feel free to drop your comments, suggestions, or questions so that I'm going to know if indeed this is quite helpful. It's helping you to learn, or if you want to have some improvements, then you can drop your comments here. Okay. So of course, I will be having my picture here because I'm the creator. And I have a YouTube channel here. All our video lesson series will be here. I'm not naman asking you to subscribe. I'm not like that. I do not monetize on the YouTube. Actually, my YouTube channel has been there for so many years. Ni-revive ko lang because of this remote learning. Distance learning. Okay. Under the gallery, it's blank because we haven't started yet. All of your works here, which is quite impressive, amazing, very creative, I will be putting it here. So this is something to brag. This is something to be proud of, right? So all of your mind maps, which is really very having high score, I will be putting it here. And very important, I have collected some ebooks for you to download. These are learning resources, so you do not have an excuse, madam, I do not have any references or so. You can download this so that you can use it offline. These are all chemistry books that you can use. Okay? And also we have some tech vids to guide you to use some software. I will be putting some more links there. And these are all our topics. So every time that you are, for example, in the electronic structure of matter, this will be our topic. Of course, it's still under construction because we haven't yet started with our lesson. So that's it. That's our class website. I hope that you can invite your parents to access this so that you can also view on things that you have been learning and possible references or sources. Okay. Okay, that's it. That's our website. I hope that you're going to use that because All of the references, all of the materials are in there. Let's now go to the very important yet very controversial, the ISN, which is of course the last performance task in the second quarter. Okay, so this is our ISN, possible ISN contents that I have simplified and modified. Now, let us say that this is your sample notebook. By the way, you may be asking me what size of the notebook am I preferring. It doesn't really matter because the rubrics are not included. The size of the notebooks is not included in the rubrics. I'm after the content. So whichever works for you, if it's an ordinary notebook or a large or semi-large notebook, it's your choice. Okay? So let's start with the cover page. As much as possible, I would like you to start this already within this week so that you already have an idea. You have already started with your ISN. So think of a cover page. It can be either in digital form. You can use Photoshop or Canva or any whatsoever. Or you can illustrate it as long as the theme of the cover page is chemistry related. Now, don't forget to include your name on below of that page in your section. Now, next page will be, I would like you to create a very short introduction. It can be a poem, but it's up to you if you want to have it as a poem, as long as you are introducing it. A short intro into chemistry. It could include your expectations on the subject or the teacher. Just a very short introduction, paragraph or so. Now, next one, the next phase of the ISN is, I would like to get to know you. Meaning, we have already the cover page, then a short intro to chemistry, then the next one will be all about yourself. Okay? So I have here a fake Instagram template. I will be providing this in the Google Classroom. So tell me something about yourself, but you are not going to use words. I want you to have it in pictures or images. That's why we have this template here, wherein you can use this as a way of telling something about yourself. Now, aside from that, I would like you to also get to know your personality. I will be having the link on this personality test. Now, why is this very important? Because I want you to get to know yourself, so that you know your strengths and weaknesses. So if you know that you are weak on something, you need to improve on this. In the multiple intelligence test, I know that you have been taking this, but you know that the multiple intelligence and the personality changes over time. It depends on the age, it depends on the situation. So, your multiple intelligence last year can change actually. So, you will still be taking the test. So, you can also paste a screenshot of the result, or you can just copy the result. Just a brief way of having your personality. Okay? Now, of course, you are familiar with this already. We have done this last year. I want you to track your mood. So, we have 8 weeks. Since we are meeting twice a week, so there are 2 mood or emotions per week. And also, I would like you to track your progress. You know this already, so I do not really need to discuss this. So this is from week 1, week 2 hanggang week 8. So please leave it blank para at least meron kayong space there. Now, we will also be having the scope and sequence. We have 4 topics here, 2 weeks per topic. That's why we have a total of 8 weeks. And we also have the table of contents. Okay, we have chapter 1 to introduce our chapter 1. Now, your mind map, I would like you to hold and paste the mind map here and also the rubrics. Just copy it na lang. You will be receiving your grade later, siguro during the weekend. Before mag-start yung lesson natin on next week, since naman ang gathering ito will be on Friday. Yan. So we started with the cornell notes. Now, cornell notes should never be computerized. It should always be handwritten. You are defeating the purpose. Kaya nga, nag-note taking tayo kasi handwritten dapat. If you are going to computerize it, kahit makapal yan, you are going to receive a very low score. Okay? So, better handwritten it. Now, on the left side, you will be writing your answers and scores in this part. Okay? Just the score because the answers will be on the hyperdoc. Unless, of course, stated na pag sinabi ko dun sa hyperdoc na you need to write your answer on then you are going to take a picture. So, that's it. That's your ISN. So, every time that you are going to watch my lecture series, you're going to take cornell notes. Then, every time there will be a performance task, ipipaste niyo yung performance task. Okay? So, that's it. That's our ISN. Okay, so that's the contents of the ISN. So, it's quite simplified. I have modified it. So, every time that you're going to watch lesson series, expected that there will be cornell notes. Okay. And finally, if we have some more concerns, comments, or questions, the website is there. There is a part wherein you're going to input some comments there, or you can use the messenger to ask some questions. Okay, so that's it. That's our subject orientation. So I'm so excited to see you next week for our classes. Goodbye, class.